We are wanting you to thrive in 2024, and to do that, we're going to be talking to the folks from Thrive. Beth, Perak, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit about the mission and the whole vision of Thrive.
So what Thrive does is we are a group in the community, and we look toward bringing happiness, love, joy, and kindness to people in the community. Our vision is inspiring quality living in every chapter of our lives, and that's important. This chapter is different. And then our mission is to capture and share the moments of life in the village so you can see how others are thriving, and wait a minute, I could do that too. We celebrate how people do well mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. What do you do in the village that makes you happy? You know, how do you like to engage with people? Are you into athletics? Are you into lifelong learning and the things that do make us thrive?
For folks who've maybe watched Village television, in between shows we have some slides, announcements kind of thing, but Thrive announcements kind of come up too, and they're not really announcements so much as they're inspirational quotes or messages and things like that, right? Who puts those together, and how do you guys come up with those? We
do. We do. The Thrive team, they are such creative people on that team. Cindy Whitney has a TV show, and she does things that promote Thrive and happy living in the community. And the Video Club puts together things. And Mark Rabinovich is the one who does the messages and that go along the trailer on the bottom of the screen. And we write articles in the Globe, and I know that you've seen articles in The Breeze. In fact, we need to have another one coming up probably in the next
We'll get
Breeze.
on that.
I was talking about that with the publisher and said, I thought we need to do that pretty quickly.
Now, you guys had some themes that you've worked on from last year. Some of them were kindness projects and reconnect and those kinds of things. When you have a focus on a theme, what do you try to do with that theme? Do you try to get speakers? Do you try to put the messaging out there? You try to just get people to connect on those levels?
In all of the above. You said the Kindness Project, and that one we did about 3 years ago. It was before the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
But we're not letting go of kindness, because that's how we can reach out every day and touch people. So that's a part of it. And then Reconnect was last year, because we're coming out of the pandemic, and how do we get out of the house and into new things or comfortable things again outside of our home? So this year we are doing new beginnings, embracing change, and we focus on mindfulness and positively addressing change. And here's a trick to that.
Okay. I'm all for tricks.
I'm an educator. My profession was being an educator. And in the research, change is a process, not an event. And I was talking about that with some of the Thrive team members yesterday, and one of them said, but lots of times you have to have an event that precipitates the change.
Right, and an inciting incident that says, hey, there's time, I think they need to change here.
Yeah, or this has happened to you. I mean, I mean a bad thing, like you're
a heart
in
attack or an accident or someone passes that's close to you, and you say, okay, I have to make some changes.
Exactly. Here. So what are you going to do? So we know that's life. And then I'm not sure, I have no research on this, but I know a lot of different changes happen in this chapter of our lives. And so what we are wanting to do is helping people to be mindful of that, and how do you embrace change positively? How do you move through the losses, the necessary losses in this chapter in our lives, and anything that Thrive can do to help with that, we want to.
Let's take a step back for just a second, though. Let's talk about mindfulness in general. When people hear that term, what should they be thinking of, and what is someone doing when they are being mindful?
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm turning my next page.
Oh, that's okay.
One of the things is to be mindful of your position in space, when you're walking, what you're doing. Are you rushing to go somewhere? Falling is one of the most difficult things, and people get seriously hurt in this chapter of our lives. So if you practice mindfulness, it would help in that arena. And then there's the mindfulness of change, and what am I doing with that change? I lost my husband in November.
Sorry.
And every year I choose a word for the whole year. And when you lose a loved one, you kind of just don't want to get out there. You want to stay home and
Right.
And
Which is a natural time in terms of the mourning process and all those things. But
all
you can't stay there.
You
is the
can't
problem.
stay there. So my word for this year, for me, is engage, which works with what Thrive had already chosen.
Terrific.
I'm going to engage. I'm going to come and do the spot on TV. I'm going to do stuff with my grandchildren. All of the things,
Right.
and all the things we can do here in Laguna Woods.
Yeah, and I think, like you mentioned, when people get to a certain age, they're not, they don't have as many new things coming into their life as they are saying goodbye to things. The kids don't visit as much. They've moved out. You've lost a loved one in your life, and you're saying goodbye to, and even abilities to be able to do activities you used to enjoy so much. I don't jog like I used to. I don't ski anymore. So it's a time where you're pruning back, and it can be a challenge to have someone say, "Well, we'll help you thrive."
Right. But you can. There's so many new things in Laguna Woods. People embrace you in the multitude, 250 clubs here, and the activities and the groups that will be there to help you. The foundation will be there.
Right.
There's so many ways that you can say, okay, I am going to try something new here. I will do something.
And the thing is about maybe the Scrabble club or the theater club or whatever, the music club isn't 100% for you, but what I've gotten from all of those clubs is the most important thing about it isn't the thing they're doing, it's the community they build around each other.
That is so well said, thank you. Yeah, that's great. And in the community, the groups that we're working with Village Television and the Media Club, Recreation is great with us, the Camera Club. Now, Saddleback Memorial has asked us to join with us, and that was last year was the first time, and now they're totally a part of our Thrive team.
Right.
And the thing about the Thrive team is we have no money. We're not a fundraising, we have no money, but Memorial Care can fund some things that we can think
Right, you can
of.
sponsor, you can be part of in those
and
events.
have an event. So.
Yeah. You guys have a thing coming up in April, right?
Yes,
with them?
yes, and I can't say what it is now. I mean, people are probably going to say, well, maybe it'll be another ice cream event, and people
Right,
come.
they had the ice cream social recently.
Yes,
And I'm sure that was a great kind of community.
That was a big one, and the
Yeah.
ice cream truck came, and we had a pie event. So we'll see what's going to happen in April, but it will be something that will be wonderful. And then in conjunction with that, with joining with yet another group, Memorial Care, we're putting together a TV program, and we did one, I think it was in October, but anyway, so Cindy Whitney and the team here will be going to the garden center and interviewing people in the garden center about nutrition, and then someone from Memorial Care and the other half of the program will be there, a nutritionist, talking about nutrition in this chapter of our lives.
Right.
So,
and our needs for nutrition and exercise definitely change over time too. So the things you did when you were in your 20s and 30s may not be the right things, or you just can't do them anymore. So again, with that mindfulness of where am I at in life, what do I need, what are the things that are missing, that's a great approach to have, right?
But you have to do something.
You have to do something.
Yeah. Change is a process.
So for folks who want to know a little bit more about Thrive, they can go to thriveinthevillage.wordpress.com or thriveinthevillage@gmail.com if you want to send a note to somebody there at Thrive. Thank you so much, Beth Perak from Thrive. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Can I just say one little last thing?
Absolutely.
Okay. The little last thing is I just recently got this email from a girlfriend from my childhood, and it was all about, it just really hit me this is the title of it, it just really hit me. And it's about how easy it is to reach out to others. And so I just want to read you. So don't wait to be kind. Don't wait for someone else to be kind first. Don't wait for better circumstances for someone to change. Just be kind. Just a smile would do it. It would make somebody's day really easily. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beth. That's a great way for us to close. I'm glad we got that one in.
Thank you.
Beth from Thrive, thank you so much for joining us. You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.